Hi students, welcome to SRK English Academy. Today I am going to discuss Two Dear, a short story written by Leo Tolstoy. For summaries and our reviews, movie reviews, visit my blog English language lit.blogspot.com. Leo Tolstoy was born in 1828 and died in 1910. Tolstoy was a renowned Russian author and widely regarded as one of the most exceptional writers in the world. He was born into a wealthy family, was a prose writer, publicist, teacher, philosopher, a writer, and playwright. He gained fame for his grand novels. His notable works, well-known works, are War and Peace, Anna Karenina. His philosophy of non-resistance to evil had a profound impact on individuals such as Mahatma Gandhi, M.K. Gandhi, Anton Chekhov, Ernest Hemingway, Virginia Woolf, and James Joyce were all influenced by Tolstoy writings and philosophy. 23 Tales is a popular compilation of short stories by Tolstoy. The present story, Two Deer, is the 20th chapter in the compilation. So, this is a satirical story. It ridicules the legal system and the idea of the death penalty. The story takes place in a small kingdom named Monaco. It is situated on the Mediterranean seas ashore near the borders of France and Italy. It is a tiny kingdom with 7,000 people and an army of 60 men ruled by a kinglet. Kinglet means a minor king. Let's see what are the characters in the story. So the main characters are a kinglet, criminal, courtiers, ministers, bishops, and generals. So these are the characters we come across in the story. Monaco is a tiny kingdom, but there is a real king, and he has a palace, courtiers, ministers, and a bishop. There are also taxes in the kingdom. The taxes are a tax on tobacco, wine, and spirit, as well as a poll tax. Though there are taxes in the kingdom, the amount which he gets from the taxes is not sufficient to feed his courtiers, ministers, bishop, and army. So the kinglet gets a special revenue from a gaming house where people play roulette. So the gaming house is the primary source of the king's special revenue. The playhouse owner pays a large sum of money out of his profits to the kinglet because there is the only gaming house left in the Europe, and the countries in the Europe, like Germany, banned gaming houses due to the harm they were causing to its citizens. So those who are interested in gambling games go to Monaco. Though the king knows it's a dirty business, it's not a good business, but he has to do it to maintain his courtiers, ministers, generals, and army. A man commits murder in this tiny kingdom. The judges, prosecutors, and barristers argue, ultimately deliver a judgment to cut off the criminal's head in accordance with the law. King also confirms the execution, but there is a hitch. That is, they have neither a guillotine for cutting heads of the criminals nor an executioner to execute the death sentence. So this is the guillotine. This machine is used to cut off the head of the criminals. So the ministers write letters to the French and Italian governments requesting a machine and an expert to cut off the criminal's head. The French government replies that it would cost 16,000 francs, whereas the Italian government agrees to 2,000 francs, including travel expenses. But the king believes that it is too expensive. So the king requests the general assigned a soldier to cut the criminal's head, but the soldiers declined, claiming they lacked the necessary training for such an execution. To reduce the financial burden, the king establishes a committee to provide recommendations on the prisoner's case. So the committee decides to change the death sentence to life imprisonment. So the committee has sentenced the man to life in prison. There is no strong permanent prison. However, they find a permanent prison, find a place to house the murderer, and assign a guard to uh, keep watch and arrange for him to receive his food from the palace kitchen. A year passes, and the king notices an expenditure of 600 francs a year. That is criminal's expenditure in the accounts. The king believes that the criminals' expenses are too high. So minister suggests that dismissing the guard, thereby enabling his escape. But he goes out to the king's kitchen to fetch his own dinner and returns to the prison to stay inside. The prisoner declines to leave, stating that the sentence has damaged his reputation. So the prisoner stands by his decision not to flee, citing the government's failure to carry out the execution. The government sentences him to life imprisonment and dispatches a guard to fetch food, but the guard withdraws after some time. The king the king agrees to pay a sum of 600 francs to get rid of the prisoner. Now the matter is settled. In advance, the prisoner receives one third of the annuity and leaves the king's dominions. With the advance amount, the prisoner buys a bit of land, starts gardening, and lives comfortably. The prisoner always goes at the proper time to draw his pension. He lives a good and a peaceful life. So the title too dear refers to something that is costly or high in price, but it also signifies something of great value. This is a summary of the short story. I have given this summary at the end of the lesson. This is useful for your final examinations. With this, we finish the short story, Too Dear, written by Leo Tolstoy. Thank you for watching this video. Thank you very much.